With my sister, Sarah Paulson. She has granted us her first interview with the gay press. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Sure.
That was funny.
What was your first television crush as a child?
Oh my God. It was a boy, I gotta say. It was Brian Bloom. He kind of looks like a girl, though.
A little bit. Did you ever have girl crushes?
Maybe I had a crush on Alyssa Milano.
Everyone had a crush on Alyssa Milano.
Tony Danza's cuter.
Also looks like Ellen DeGeneres, our father.
Dad does look like Ellen DeGeneres.
Really, a lot.
Which is interesting, because I do think Dad has the gay gene.
Yeah.
Because we have different moms.
Same
but
dad.
Same dad.
Which
and
mean.
So maybe Dad has the, anyway.
Anyway, was there a point when you were a child where you felt like you were gay at all?
I definitely made out with a lot of my girlfriends. But who doesn't do that, right?
I mean,
maybe a lot of people, you did that, but you're gay. Yeah, I mean, for me, it was when I was a little older, actually. I think I definitely never had a boyfriend in high school. I was like the one girl who wouldn't go out with any boys, and it wasn't that I didn't appreciate them, but it just wasn't for me.
Okay.
But definitely later I thought it. It wasn't so much when I was a kid.
When you're by yourself driving,
yeah,
what's the song that you play as loud as it will go and belt the top of your lungs?
Paparazzi by Lady Gaga.
Sure, that's it.
And sometimes Bad Romance by Lady Gaga.
Can you give us like a little...
Rah, 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 rah. It's really... There's sometimes a Taylor Swift song that comes on that I don't change a channel. I don't sing it, but I don't change the channel.
But you leave it. You leave it on.
Sometimes.
Cherry won Tony Award.
Who's Cherry?
For Doubt. Your girlfriend.
My girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend.
Well.
No. You kissed her openly. It was a big deal for our community. Did you realize what a big deal it was,
No.
or did you just kind of...
No, I got a phone call from the publicist like, so, what were you doing? And, you know, I've never, prior to Cherry, been in a relationship, a proper, serious relationship. Drunken makeouts with chicks don't count. Right. A proper relationship with a woman. Cherry was the first person, and so I was just so dizzyingly, insanely, madly in love with her that it just didn't, the consequences of it, if there were to be some, were completely not a part of the fabric of my thoughts. I just wasn't thinking
She didn't realize that it was going to explode in a way that...
It was a funny sort of incongruous thing of like, why would you kiss if then you weren't going to say her name?
Right.
I don't think we expected to kiss, and I think there was some thought or concern about, you know, Cherry and I had only been together for a little over a year then, so I think there was some concern about, it was very new. People in the gay community, I think, knew, but in terms of masses of people knowing, it was early enough in our relationship that I think we were both a little cautious about it, but then I planted a big kiss on her, and then that kind of all went out the window.
Like I
feel like, is it dumb to say that when Ellen came out on the cover of Time and everything kind of went to shit for her, and then she's sort of become America's sweetheart with this talk show, and everyone in Kansas, I mean, all over the country. I mean, it's one thing in New York, Chicago, big cities, for people to have large gay communities and to be sort of accepted in society and have it not be such a, I mean, in New York, I never even think about it.
Right.
Ever. You know, I just don't. It just doesn't, it's just gay people everywhere, and nobody, you know, especially in, I've been doing a lot of theater lately, and it's just like, if you're not gay, you're a weirdo. I don't know what advice I would have. I would just say be true to yourself, whatever your truth is. I'm not a big, everyone, you know, there's some dictum, like you have to come out to be a proper gay person. I just sort of feel like people have their own process, and you have to do what feels right for you. And this business is really, it's tricky. You can get pigeonholed into one type of thing, and it's everybody's business. Like the whole, I mean, it's everybody's business. Freudian. I don't think anybody should out anybody else, is basically what I think. So I just feel like you should just live whatever your truth is. And if it means, you know, standing on the top of a mountain and shouting it, or doing an interview, or giving the cover of People magazine and whatever, that's fine too. But
I mean, did you ever feel that your career was going to be pigeonholed towards like gay roles after that happened?
No. I think it feels like it shifted a little bit. You know, Cherry won the Emmy and didn't thank me, and it became a kind of like thing, and then she gave a quote to Us Weekly about the demise of our relationship, and all of a sudden I think her fame, her rise in fame and connection with me made me feel more of the kind of exposed in that way. Most people in the business, like, either they're gay, you know, people in positions of power, studio heads and casting directors, and like nobody, I don't think anybody cared. But there may be some people who could watch you and go, I can't imagine you with a man because I know you're gay. You know, and then you go, well, use your imagination, A, and I'm playing a character and I'm playing it truthfully, so it shouldn't, you know, that's I think why people get so afraid of it.
If you had to have a stalker, would you rather have it be a male or female?
I think a female, even though I know, you know, like fatal attraction things, it would indicate that maybe that's not the way you want to go. But to me, I just feel like the men are the murderers. Is that wrong to say?
You don't feel like a woman could murder someone?
I feel like she could, but somehow I feel like I'd be able to talk her down.
Oh.
Or apply her with, I don't know, flying?
I feel like I was like, I can answer that question for you.
Yeah, flying. I'm a bad flyer.
That's it?
Death. I mean, all the typical things. Just call me Woody Allen. You also thought that the naked picture of me in my house was a really hot picture. And I was like, that's me. And you were like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, I have a painting. Are you laughing? It's a giant painting of my naked top. And you can't really tell it was my face. And you're like,
I did not know it was
that painting is really hot. It's like, that's me. Yeah, that was a really hot painting.
Is that how I talk? Is that how you think I talk?
It's a really hot painting.
That's really how you think I talk?
Kind of. Nice boots.
Thank you. Lady Gaga.
I know Lady Gaga likes those boots too.
Thank you.
Do you have any other questions for me? Now
No,
that
that's
I'm sitting here?
Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
You know, listen, you're my sister. Let me tell you. No, just kidding. Just kidding. I'm not on Raya.
Did you meet Holland on Raya?
I did not. Can you imagine? That'd be sort of horrible.
Where did you meet her?
It's a long story. We met a very, very long time ago.
You did?
I was with someone else. She was.
Right.
Too,
and then you came together.
And then there was like a Twitter thing that happened.
Wow.
Really?
We were doing a thing at Martha Plimpton's house. It was for an organization that she was working with, and we were both doing a little PSA for it, and we sort of breezed by one another and then started following each other on Twitter, and then...
Wow.
So Holland Taylor slid into your DMs?
She actually did.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
And Holland Taylor, I love you.
Holland is actually more beloved by everyone I know that knows her than even by me, which is crazy because I love her a lot. But I had a brownie.
So here's what I want to say also is that
Sorry.
I barely handle it because I can't look at Holland. Look how, I'm sorry, this is not about this, but Holland, you are the prettiest person I've ever seen. It like I can't even look. Like it's too much. It's like looking at the sun. It's like staring at the sun. So here, Holland wore, don't whisper during a live.
Sorry. It was about voting.
Sweet nothings.
It was about voting.
Sweet nothings.
Or a fantastic pink suit to go vote besides getting Trump out of office, which is the overarching thing.
Well, how about my right to exist and to love who I love?
Isn't that a big deal?
It's sort of simple, go ahead.
Who would deny this?
It was much more global.
Wasn't
feeling.
personal about, you know.
It is to our love, that's for sure. But the